Sorry, I had to take a little break. Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot from that person and understand the inner workings of their mind to a degree. The narcissist, the covert narcissist, the codependent. I'm a codependent myself, recovering. Not all narcissistic people are the same. Of course not. All of their stories are going to be different. Their backstories, their backgrounds, their raising, their traumas, their unique individual characteristics. Sure, all that will be different, but there are similar patterns with narcissists. And yes, so I began to pick up on the fact, just by listening to him in different conversations and different reactions that he had, that he felt like my ability and my choice, he didn't realize this astounded me, that he didn't realize that I was actually choosing. I was taking time out of my life. I didn't have to be there. I wasn't under some spell. It wasn't because I was stupid or gullible or, he didn't realize. And it gave me a clue that highly narcissistic people, they think that if you're not going around like they are, manipulating, weaving webs, getting what the hell you want and pushing everybody aside, checking out when people are talking to you, not listening, cutting them off, interrupting, making everything all about you every second like a little child. Me, I have to be seen. If you're not acting like them, they think it's because you're too stupid to know how to. Like, really, this was the logic that I understood from him. That, yes, people who are kind, compassionate, choosing to do the right things, choosing not to manipulate people, choosing to be patient, understanding, they're stupid. They're too dumb to know how to manipulate other people. This is the logic I got from him, okay? But, hey, I get it. There are a lot of really kind-hearted people out there that are really gullible, okay? Not everybody grew up in the streets. Not everybody had both worlds like I did. Not everybody came from a lot of abuse and toxicity and around predators and criminals and grew up in the streets and had all kinds of different exposures and experiences, but also took that shit, had the street smarts, had the understanding of that kind of shit, manipulated people myself for years, had all of that, but took it all, transmuted it, and evolved over time and outgrew a lot of that stuff and worked more on becoming more self-actualized and a better person, to where I don't have to make those choices anymore. Not because I'm too stupid to make them. It's just that once you get to a certain maturity level, a certain emotional and spiritual maturity level, it just seems so ridiculous, especially getting close to middle age. Why the fuck would you still need to go around acting like that? But they don't realize themselves. They do not realize themselves a lot of the time. They have such a lack of self-awareness. But yeah, that really astounded me. I'm going to have to make a video on that very topic alone. That they don't realize you're making a choice to be that kind to them, that you're taking time and energy out of your damn life where you could be doing other things. And they're like that. They think they have everybody fooled, everybody snow jobbed, everybody convinced, and it would infuriate him when I would kind of let him know, listen, bud, I'm here because I want to be, not because I need to be, not because you fooled me into being, and it's also hard for a narcissist to believe that you love them. Some of them are very damaged people. This one was. It was very hard, I think, for him. They are so damaged, and some of them can be so hurt, so traumatized, all these unhealed wounds from childhood and their early relationships or whatever, that that's it. They are set like that, with that low self-esteem, that inferiority, all of those things, that no matter what you do on this earth, no matter how long you're with them, no matter how good you are to them, how loyal, they do not fully accept or believe that you truly care, that you are real, that you truly love them just for them. In their damaged mind, there has to be something to it. Something you either need, something, some reason. Either it's because they fooled you into being there and you don't really like them, or whatever. That's how their brain operates. They cannot grasp an authentic human being. They can't stand authentic human beings. Number one reason is because they can't grasp them. They can't even imagine being authentic like that. Just being yourself, really yourself, 100% yourself. And real with whatever move you make in this life. They can't imagine things like that. Because a lot of times they get in situations out of desperation. I guarantee you he's somewhere right now stuck with someone out of desperation. Or an angle, or a manipulation, or a need, or trying to control somebody back to him, or whatever. Yes, that's how they are. So anyway, back on topic to paying attention and what I'm trying to pass along to you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how they think and what I've picked up on over the years. And no, it's not because we're stupid or gullible at all. I mean, we can be. A lot of times, even emotionally intelligent people, even highly self-aware people that have gotten to a point in their life where they don't have to choose. They don't have to be stuck with anybody. They don't have to manipulate their way around the world to be liked or to fit in or to get money or whatever. They don't have to, because they are sovereign. They are self-empowered. They are self-possessed, self-aware. They have worked on their confidence. They have faith in themselves, unlike the narcissist. The narcissist, especially the covert, codependent, desperate, fragile narcissist, they have total self-doubt. They cannot rely on themselves, all that stuff. So yeah, they just cannot imagine someone that authentic. And they take kindness for weakness. Absolutely. They think that's something to fuck with. And it would infuriate him when I would let him know, hey, listen, you're not fooling anybody. You ain't fooling anybody. If you've been getting by with shit, it's because I've been choosing to let you. I've been seeing your shit since day one, and I have chosen to turn a blind eye. Or a lot of it, I would call him out on it, naturally. And to no avail. I would get bullied and gaslighted and those types of things. And unless you want to leave them right then and there, you're not going to get anywhere with them. They're not honest. They're not authentic. You have to just back down. You have to say what they want to hear, walk on eggshells, and hope you can figure a way out of this later on, or hope that they will change. But yes, it really would make him blow a gasket when he would find out that he actually wasn't controlling my thoughts. That he actually did not have control over me at all. That he had no control whatsoever over my thoughts. That he could not overpower, thank God, my early training, my therapy, my studies, and my hard work on myself. And that I was, in fact, choosing to, confront him on the things that I would consider inappropriate, or a betrayal, or a boundary break, or disrespectful. But then I would go ahead and back down out of no choice. Literally, because he was emotionally bullying me and forcing me. He would not let me have a proper emotion. He would not let me have rights, thoughts, feelings. I was always gaslighted, deflected, told that's nonsense. Just tell me you love me. Just tell me everything's good. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I didn't do that. It would always just be that. So, because of him and his conditioning, I would have to, hide my knowledge. I would have to hide the fact that I knew who he was. And I guess that's astonishing for someone to know who you are, to literally see you inside out, how bad you really are, how betraying you really are, how much of a liar you really are, the sick, dark compulsions that you have, all the things that you were doing. I knew so many things about him, and things that he thought, just because he said, oh, that didn't happen, that I wasn't going to believe my own eyes and the evidence and my own intuition. Duh. But yeah, it would infuriate him that I knew all those things. And I guess that would be hard, especially for a very damaged narcissist to believe, that doesn't love themselves anyway. Hard for them to love themselves. That someone sees the real them and still loves them. And I did. I still loved him as a human being. I still loved his unique characteristics. I loved him very much as a human being and a person. And I had hoped there would be change. I had hoped there would be growth. But I despised his character defects and the fact that he let them consume him on a regular basis. And that he chose to do nothing about it. And he chose to let it hurt me and betray me constantly. And even go over the line into abuse. Psychological, emotional abuse, constant harassment, torment, mental cruelty, stuff like that. And those two things can be true at once. I'm going to do a video on that too. You can absolutely love someone. So shut up, narcs. They love to play that game. You don't love me. You're pointing out my bad mistakes. You can absolutely love someone with all of your heart and soul and despise their character. Yep, that's right. You can love their essence. See, a narcissist doesn't have emotional depth or a lot of emotional intelligence, so they don't get concepts like this. And since they don't get it, it makes them mad and annoyed when you talk about things like that. But they want to keep it real simple. They want to dumb you on down so they feel superior to you. But, yes, you love their essence. You love soul. You connect deeply to that. You see things about them that are precious, that are unique, that are lovable, just them. Just little things that are their essence, that are true to them as a human, their humanity. And well, yeah, of course, you're attracted to them. You may have chemistry with them. All of that factors in, but you get what I'm saying. You are there out of genuine things. You are there loving their essence, loving them as a human in a real and authentic way. But at the same time, a narcissist, you cannot respect what they do. You lose respect for them. It's inevitable. You lose respect. They are always in their lower vibrational self. They are always operating from ego. They are basically an overgrown, immature toddler is what they act like a lot of the time. And it gets very old. But both of those things can be true at once. You despise. You don't like them. You don't like what they do. And you will stand toe-to-toe and let them know that. And I had to many times. But yet at the same time, I loved this person with all of my being. I loved him genuinely and truly, and I was loyal, very loyal to him, very devoted to him. And the narcissist cannot grasp something like that. Number one, because they're so damaged. They don't believe anybody can love them. So they treat people like shit. What's the point, right? That's how they think. They don't give people a chance. They fake like they're giving you a chance, but they're not. Never are they. They're not letting you in. Number two is because I hate it. I lost my point again. Why they act like that? Oh, because they don't have the emotional depth for it. Again, they're that damaged. It's in their brain. Their brain has not developed in that particular area that governs empathy and self-awareness, and the emotional intelligence just has not developed. It has failed to develop. They have an arrested development to where they are almost on a childlike level in that area, and they just can't fathom what that's deep. It's just too deep for them. They're not very deep. They can't imagine that someone could really be like that, love them anyway, and see the truth. They think this world, they live on a very shallow, superficial level. It has to be either this or this. That's it. They're terrible with context and nuance and shades, and, they're terrible with that. It frustrates them. So anyway, but that was the case. That's what was going on with us. But this person was always trying to scramble my signal. It infuriated him when he couldn't control my mind, and he just could not grasp the fact that I knew who he was. And I let him know I knew who the hell he was on a regular basis, hoping that he would step up to the challenge, that he would step up and take a look at himself, hoping that he wasn't too far gone. It was devastating for me to find out he was a narcissist in the first place, because I know how it ends usually. And it did, just like in the teachings. It played out like clockwork, and it was devastating. Unbelievable to see that repeat in my life again. But they will try to control your mind. They will do everything in their power to make you believe you're crazy, to make you believe you're wrong. And, you have to be very careful. You get used to kind of having to dumb yourself down, back it on down for them so they won't keep blowing a gasket and being upset. I got so sick of having to live a life like that, live a lie, not ever able to be myself and be loved and accepted for my intelligence, be loved and accepted for the truth. I see you, you see me. Like, let's get real. It was the strangest situation I've ever been through in my life. But guys, pay attention. Don't ever let anyone fuck with your mind. Keep that mind strong and smart, and you always listen to your inner knowing, okay? Just because they might not be tapped into source. You see, people like us, unlike the narcissist and the toxic codependents, who are like little babies in the crib half the time. People, somebody, please come and pay attention to me. Please, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I need somebody. I need to talk to somebody. I need somebody to tell me I'm okay. I need my emotions regulated, okay? I don't have anything to do. A lot of toxic people are like that. They are external locus of control. They have to have somebody at all times. And codependent people like that who say, that's a warning sign, you need to listen for it. When you hear, I can't be alone, right then and there, be on your guard. A person like that has a lot of issues. They will cheat 9 times out of 10, or at least they will mentally and emotionally cheat. They cannot be left alone. They freak the hell out. They've constantly got to cling on to somebody. They will dominate all your time and attention. It will never be enough. You will never be thanked or credited or appreciated for any of it. They will move right on down the line. When you walk out the door to go to work, there's 10 other people they're contacting to take your place or to be there for them while you're at work. Oh, yes. These people belong their ass in therapy, if not down there with a priest getting an exorcism, half of them. It's just the way it is. It comes from a lot of damage and trauma, but that's not our fault. That's not our problem. That's their responsibility. Now, we've been nice about it long enough. And remember, our kindness, our empathy, our love, our deep listening, and our interest in them was taken for weakness. So, we don't do that anymore. They can find their own damn way. They can take responsibility. They get what they give in the end. They can get the cold shoulder. We don't have to give them that energy. See, that's where they make their damn mistake. They get the big head. They get ahead of themselves. They think they have somebody fooled. They think they have somebody trapped. They think they know everything. They're so used to convincing themselves of lies that everything's going to work out just how they want it to. How they've been pulling strings and weaving webs, and they convince themselves of this shit. And then when it blows up in their face, they are absolutely wrecked. Because they don't think realistically. They don't think of a plan B. They don't like, it terrifies them. Don't say that. Why would you want me to think about that? Probably because it's fucking smart. You better have a backup plan because plan A might go fucking wrong. Duh. Murphy's Law? You know? It's just how the world fucking works. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to use that common sense. Whew, Lord. And you will be exhausted picking up the wreckage of their ignorance all the time. You just get exhausted with it. They don't change that mentality. But yes, guys, that's how they are. And if you have been with a narcissistic person, if you are with a narcissistic or toxic codependent person, pay attention. Stop letting them run over you. Stop letting them emotionally bully you. They will all that bullshit and word salad and gaslighting. Remember, take on as little of that as you have to. Shut the conversation with them down as quickly as that starts. Protect your brain from the damage, okay? Protect it.